We're going to be covering the best core workouts for a tight tummy. This is going to be gold. Ladies, oh my god, it is day 3 of the Tighten Your Tummy, Keep the Yummy challenge. We're covering the 4 most important aspects of a tight tummy in this 4-day challenge. Day 1, we covered nutrition. Day 2, we had time hacks. Day 3, which is today, I'm going to assume that you ladies do not want a bulky, boxy, or like bloated looking tummy. So you want that tight, tiny little waistline. But if you've been doing like a lot of crunches, you're doing sit-ups, you're doing these ab sockets, you're probably building a wider waistline. Today, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you guys so much value. You're going to be like, what the hell, Ramona? Is this even legal? Step 1 is training your deep core. Most moms, they will think of abs as like one big muscle, okay? But there's actually like 2 layers to it, and you need to train those 2 layers differently because they have different purposes. So the outer core, the 6-pack muscles, these will only show when your body fat is like super low. And then you have the inner core. This is the muscles underneath all that, and these act as like a corset and it pulls your waist in. So most moms, what they do is that they will train the outer core for those abs, and they just do crunch after crunch after crunch. But what happens is that they're building this ab muscle under a layer of belly fat, and that's pushing your stomach out. It's not tightening it in. Imagine wearing like a really puffy jacket, and now you put a big sweater on top of that puffy jacket. What's going to happen? You're just going to look bigger. So the trick here is to prioritize deep core training. So I'm going to give you guys the best deep core exercises that are going to pull your waist in, make it tighter, strengthen your core without making it thick, and improve your posture. Here are the 2 deep core moves for a smaller waistline. Number 1 is stomach vacuum. Some of you have seen this. I'm constantly posting it on my profile. Ladies, this is a stage secret, and it takes like less than 5 minutes, and I do it in the morning. I actually did a full training on stomach vacuums on my YouTube channel. So if you want that training, just comment vacuum and I'll send it to you. Basically, what you do is you just exhale all the air out from your lungs, and then you pull your belly button back and in towards your spine, and you just hold it there for like 10 to 15 seconds, and you repeat that for 3 to 5 rounds every morning. It's better on an empty stomach because there's nothing in, and then it's not uncomfortable to pull your stomach in. So this is a really, really good exercise. It can be a little bit tricky to master at the beginning, but just stick with it. I promise you, it is so freaking good for you. I love this one especially because it's really good for us mums, because those muscles were just freaking stretched, right, during pregnancy, and they also improve your posture. You know, when you're standing and you just go like, your belly just flops out, that won't happen anymore if you do stomach vacuums, because this exercise is just going to keep everything really tight. And just a little hack, you know, the Instagram people, including myself, you see our waistlines look really small, really tiny in pictures. It's because of this exercise, because we have mastered the art of pulling in and keeping our stomach really tight. It can be painful if you don't do this regularly. So when you start practicing this, it gets really easy. Anytime you want to kind of suck it up, your waistline is just going to look really small. You can try it when you're sitting, when you're standing, when you're on all fours, any position. Very, very, very good for you. The second exercise, dead bugs. I don't know if you've heard of this, and this also strengthens your inner core without bulking your waist. Now, both of these, you don't need any equipment. You just need to lie on your back and your arms and legs up, and you need to slowly lower your opposite arm and your opposite leg, okay, while keeping your core engaged. And you can do 3 sets of 12 reps per side. Now, if you do these consistently, they are going to make a huge difference in how tight your stomach looks. Now, you're probably asking, Ramona, why did you not include planks? Planks are a great exercise. They're really good, but they are not as good as the 2 that I mentioned here, because planks will work your inner core and your outer core. So it could grow your ab muscles. Again, it can make them stick out. So the other thing is that planks don't directly target the inner core muscles as much as those 2 exercises. So step number 2 is beat your genetics. Here's a mind-blowing fact about waist size. Your actual waist measurement is genetic, but how it looks is completely in your control. So you might not be able to shrink your waist like past a certain point because that's what your genetics allow, but you can make it look tiny by building the right muscles. Let me explain my point. Okay, so you've got these 2 pens. Now they both look the same, right? Width-wise. But if you did that, okay, you put something big on the top and something big at the bottom, this will just appear leaner than the other one, right? And this is exactly what we want to do with our body. So we want to grow our shoulders, our back, and our glutes. And this is going to make your waistline look automatically smaller. So I know a lot of you guys, you want an hourglass shape, you want those nice glutes. You need to design your workouts with an emphasis on shoulders, back, and glutes. Those need to take priority on your design. This is another secret hack that I use to get like my waistline looking even smaller. So the best shoulder builders are overhead shoulder press. You can use dumbbells or barbells, lateral raises, you can use a machine or dumbbells, and rear delt flies where you bend over and then you do that. Like, this is really good for your posture as well. This builds the back part of your shoulders really, really good. The best back builders are lat pull downs, seated rows, and pull-ups. And if you can't do a pull-up, you can do assisted pull-ups or machine assisted or band, anything that makes that movement. And the best glute building exercises: hip thrusts, Romanian deadlifts, and Bulgarian split squats. Split squats get a lot of hate, but they are so good for you. Like, they're probably one of the best, I would say, exercises ever for your glutes and for your quads. So do not skip those. Even if your waist measurement stays the same, if you build your shoulders, your back, and your glutes, your waistline is going to look way smaller. Trust me. You guys, we are on step number 3, and that is training the right way. So I'm going to start with the worst training styles for a tight waistline. CrossFit circuit training, high intensity boot camp style trainings. I don't know about you, but I have never seen a CrossFitter with a tiny waistline, because this training style, including like boot camps and circuits, they overwork the core. And we already spoke about how you should not be hyper focusing on training your core, because it just makes your ab muscles thicker. Secondly, there's like a lot of oblique work too, which is like the lower side part like of your abs. This makes your waistline look very boxy, not curvy. And lastly, all this high intensity like circuit focused, like cardio focused kind of training with no targeted sculpting, it basically just leaves you with a flat ass and a thick waist. Okay, and this is a characteristic of women who do CrossFit and circuit training. Not only are you like intentionally growing your waistline, you're not focusing on your glutes, and basically you're just going to look straight. That's what you look like. You're just going to look like a straight piece. So Ramona, what should I be doing then? I'm glad you asked. Strength training, this is bodybuilding. You're sculpting your body to look a certain way. You're not just randomly throwing weights around. It's very strategic, and it has to have the right design for you to create that hourglass shape with a small waistline. And this is usually done in like phases, okay? And this is exactly what I do with my clients. So phase 1, where you solely focus on like big compound moves to build that foundation of muscle in those key areas that we spoke about before. So the focus here is on squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, rows, shoulder presses, big moves that require like several muscle groups to work together. This builds so much muscle that you're just going to be freaking burning fat on autopilot. The next phase is then to start chiseling and targeting even more. So the body parts that are lagging behind. So if you like genetically have a flat butt, you need to focus more on that. Or if your back is tiny, you need to, include more back work. And this is why following like generic plans is not a great idea, because like if you follow the same plan as someone else who genetically has like big glutes or has big glutes, then your results are going to be very different, correct? So you need to make sure that you put your focus on shoulders, back, and glutes, and stop wasting time on freaking CrossFit and circuit training and all that body pump, and I don't know what the fuck they come up with now, but all that generic bullshit. If you want to sculpt your body in a certain way, and if you want to have a tight waistline, stop doing all of that. To summarize, there are 3 steps involved if you want to target your core with the right exercises. Number 1 is deep core training. So that is stomach vacuums and dead bugs. Those 2 are the best core exercises for a tight waistline. Number 2 is building your shoulders, back, and glutes to create that hourglass illusion, just to make your waist look smaller. And number 3 is strength training, not CrossFit or boot camp or random circuits, okay? This is what truly sculpts your body and creates a smaller waistline. You guys, I hope you got some value. Tomorrow is going to be the most important part of all of this. Mindset hacks to stay on track and to keep your tummy tight for life. So you don't want to miss that one, you guys. Crush your day.